AviationPros.com is the portal website for AMT, Airport Business, and Ground Support Worldwide magazines. Visit daily for breaking news, industry blogs, and insightful articles from our magazine's editorial team. And don't forget to sign up for our publication's daily e-newsletters. It's all at AviationPros.com.
Hello and welcome to the Aviation Pros podcast. I'm Josh Smith, editor of Ground Support Worldwide, and today we're speaking with Joe Griffith, Chief Commercial Officer at Mallaghan, to discuss some of the latest GSE technology and how it's contributing to a safer ramp environment. Joe, I want to thank you for taking the time and your willingness to share some more information on this important subject.
Absolutely. Excited to be here.
Well, a lot of traditional ground support equipment has utilized established technology and fuel sources for many years, but we're seeing a big shift presently towards electric GSE and other alternative power sources, as well as more sophisticated technologies that's being engineered into equipment. Joe, to start the conversation, can you help our listeners understand a little bit more about what's driving these trends? For example, like how is the aviation industry's decarbonization goals prompted GSE manufacturers to put more emphasis on lowering emissions?
Yeah, no, it's a exciting subject and something we talk about in the industry quite a bit. Just want to thank you again for the opportunity to be a part of your exciting podcast and talk about the developments within the industry. So primarily, the mandates were driven by government and airport authorities at the onset to try and reduce the emissions in the ramp environments. At the airline level, the drive has really come as it's the only meaningful emissions reduction that they can do short of technologies for the aircraft, which are still a decade or more away to reduce the carbon emissions of the aircraft. So one of the large airlines that we work with talked about it. Their emissions profile, only 2% of it's GSE. The other 98% isn't a space that they can meaningfully reduce those emissions without the technology development. So GSE is where they're investing their efforts. So the other thing is it's front facing and it creates a brand image. And there's a lot of travelers, new airports, grand windows viewing out onto these airfields and ramps. And given that it's front facing, that image, there's a greater focus on the image of those operations, and seeing run down or beat up equipment, belching smoke, towing bag carts across the ramp isn't the image that they want to portray. So that's really kind of how it's continued to gain traction. A lot of the recent technological developments are providing us OEMs the ability to tackle applications or situations or challenges that we weren't able to before, because as the technology's advanced, that we're reaching into these different areas to try and solve challenges within the GSE space. So it's really now it's being carried by it's on the OEM side. We're able to solve more problems with these advancements that have come through, and like all the products that Mallaghan are designing and building from the inception are electric now. The Skybell, our new electric lav truck, which we launched in Lisbon. As a result of that, they give us a higher degree of customization, flexibility, and efficiency in those platforms because of the way that the electrical and safety technologies can be packaged.
Workforce challenges are also prevalent all across the ground handling space. But again, technology can help in that regard. What type of technology have GSE manufacturers incorporated into equipment to make those ground handling tasks more efficient? That is, especially for service providers who may be a little short-staffed.
Yeah, no, you are seeing a tremendous amount of investment in creating these technologies that help make the teams more safe and efficient. From the efficiency standpoint, Mallaghan have been working on a lot of new technologies. Several years ago, we had the very first autonomous passenger stair that we developed a concept for, and now we're continuing to develop that same technology and how we apply it across other products, but also even within our kind of our legacy products or our core products with the high lift trucks that camera and sensor technology that are allowing users of our high lifts to eliminate the spotter position and go to what they call a single operator system with the trucks. Just again, labor piece. They don't have the head count or the available talent necessary to run these operations safely or reliably. So this technology is really crucial for them to maintain, their business and their serviceability and reliability records with the airline. Product developments, you're seeing, the probably the most pronounced technologies recently were like the extendable belt loader roller track systems, which debuted, which really both provided a much safer operational environment for those baggage handlers, but it also reduced the need for one of those positions. So it's not really, it's driven by trying to address the labor shortages that these service providers, as you say, are having. So the lever that they can pull is technology, and then the other one you're seeing is on the de-icer front. You're seeing a big push towards single operator de-icers. So on our de-icer products, every de-icer machine that we build can be configured as a single operator system that can be driven from the basket.
Workforce challenges are just, one issue that ground service providers are facing on a regular basis. But in spite of all these challenges, it's crucial for everyone involved that they have a safe operation. And I know GSE Technology can contribute to that as well. With that in mind, can you share an example or two of new solutions that protect aircraft, other ground support equipment on the ramp, and then, of course, the people using the equipment and working on the ramp?
Yeah, no, it's we touched on it just a little bit there with the previous example and the safety, the inherent safety benefits that came with some of these new technologies. But really, on our side, it's been predominantly focused on what we call controlled approach, or technology solutions that help augment the driver or the operator in their approach towards an aircraft, and obviously with an aim to reduce aircraft damages, but also in certain applications, potential injury risks that can occur with the operator getting in a position between the aircraft and the belt loader per se. So, our product development roadmap has really focused significantly recently on controlled approach. So in our legacy high lift products, we can now offer controlled approach systems that really takes the operator out of the approach towards the aircraft. Really, the only thing they're doing is pointing it in the relative direction. The camera system and the throttle control and the braking system really allow you to come up to the aircraft and despite whatever behavior the operator may be trying to push out onto the machine, the technology limits that. So it provides a blanket of protection and control both for the operator and for the aircraft. And that's on the high lift catering trucks, cabin service trucks that we've talked about. Similar application, but probably a more wholesale design from the ground up. The Skybelt, there's two aspects to that system. It's a mechanical solution and an electrical solution. So a mechanical solution is that we have a patented lifting arm system for the bed of the conveyor for the belt that eliminates any potential forward movement. So as the operator's in the back adjusting the belt loader up or down, the design that we've brought to market eliminates any potential forward or reverse traversing effect that could contact the aircraft, or if the operator is up in that area, a pinch point. So that's the mechanical solution. The electrical solution or the technology solution is the implementation of advanced controlled approach there as well. So the belt loader enters the area of operation around the aircraft, and the purpose or the remit from the beginning of that project was a passive system to where the operator didn't even know it was there. If they were following the proper procedures, they would be fine, but the system's there in the background to prevent them from getting into an unsafe condition. So we utilize advanced digital radar sensors, distance sensors, and then an auto level sense technology with the Skybelt that provides the safety envelope for the loading and the unloading of the aircraft. So that's really where a lot of the technology developments have been with Mallaghan, but same with the industry. We're all pushing towards trying to provide a safer solution for the user and a safer solution for the aircraft and for the assets.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of great examples of how technology can help achieve sustainability goals, overcome some workforce challenges, and even keep things safer. And I appreciate those examples you've shared already. And kind of with those sorts of highlights in mind already, I know so much of the innovation that comes in this industry comes directly from customer feedback. Are there any examples of technology your customers are requesting or have requested that, as a direct result became features in some of your newly
Yeah.
launched equipment?
Yeah. The way Mallaghan operates is, a lot of our development is based on our customers and our partners. It's driven by that. We don't, very rarely do we enter into something purely on our own. And there's the idea was planted or was a challenge presented by one of our partners to try and solve a problem for them with one of our solutions. So I would say probably the advancement of the controlled approach system was driven by a couple of our key partners, where we had a solution, but it wasn't the solution. And the challenge was, let's take it to that next level. Let's really create this envelope of safety. So that was the challenge, and that's kind of the whole core of Mallaghan's R&D program, is to try and solve problems for our partners. But I'll talk about kind of COVID has seen a renaissance within the GSE space. You're seeing this complete new way of thinking, complete focus on investment in green and safe and technologies. Every truck, even 2021, very few of our high lift trucks were equipped with CAS, but almost every one that we're building next year will have it. I mean, their customers are saying, no, the technology is ready for application implementation. We're ready to put that onto our equipments and our equipment assets. And the Skybelt's the other example. We everyone we've sold, bar less than 10, have had the controlled approach system optioned on it.
So obviously we've highlighted all the reasons why technology can be of service to this particular industry, but can you talk a little bit about what factors are prohibiting the adoption of new solutions, and maybe speak to how manufacturers like Mallaghan can help the industry overcome these challenges?
Yeah, no, there are two primary challenges that I see is one's a financial challenge. Obviously, there's a cost to a lot of these technologies and new products, and there's a complexity to it, and there's a hesitation to introduce what is perceived to be complexity. The higher upfront cost of that technology it can be easily justified with robust TCO and savings models to show where we can reduce their aircraft damages or reduce their injury rates for their employees, but also the reduced operating cost by having a newer, more robust asset than what was in place before. But that all has to come from working with the customer, working with the partner to try and develop that ROI and TCO model that really can be tailored to their operation, so that when they're presenting to finance and leadership, that they can tell the whole story. So that's, overcome the financial side of it. The complexity that's inherent with what these systems. We design them all to be very intuitive and very easy to implement, but there is a complex system in the background, and there's always this hesitation, of adding layers of complexity onto what were pretty basic and antiquated technologies and products before. And really, the way you solve that is a very robust engagement with the user group and the maintenance group, and you provide an exceptional level of support, an exceptional level of training. When you bring a new asset in there, you train the users on what that technology can do. You train the maintenance team on how to quickly utilize the advancements in those technologies to their benefit, and it becomes a lot less daunting. But really, the support is the biggest piece of success in implementing new technologies, is to go in there and really stand side by side with your customer and your partner. So that's where we found good success in overcoming those challenges.
I'd like to change course a little bit in the conversation here while we have you on the podcast
Yeah.
because a very special event that's important to you and the others at Mallaghan is coming up shortly here, that being the Mallaghan Shamrock Classic golf tournament, which
Yep.
is taking place October 18th at the White Oak Country Club in Noonan, Georgia.
Yep.
Mallaghan puts this on to raise money for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. Can you tell us a little bit about how this event got started and how it's grown over the years?
Yeah, no, it's near and dear to my heart and everybody in Mallaghan. It's really grown. We opened the factory in 2000 and 2017 is when we bought it. Open in 2018, and we really wanted to bring something to our community, our new home in America. You know, we obviously have our legacy and our headquarters in Ireland, and we're ingrained in that community, and we wanted to be ingrained here. So, 2017, we bought the facility in Noonan, and really that following year, we had a desire to try and do a charity golf tournament, and between trying to get a factory up and running and everything else, it kind of fell to the wayside, but it became it hit very close to home. We lost one of our very, very dear and important members of the Mallaghan family, Shane McMahon, and he fell victim to suicide. And we really said, no, we've got to find a way to bring this in. And where we weren't quite sure what charity we were gonna support, it became quite clear what we were going to do from that point forward. So we launched the Shamrock Classic in 2022. We lost some time through COVID, and like most people, we targeted our 5th year anniversary in 2022 to launch it. First annual Shamrock Classic. We were quite confident in our success. We called it the first annual. We were going to be back again, and we raised. I think that year we raised about $15,000 for charity, which for a first time for a golf tournament, we had about 110, 120 players, and great success. And from that point, we did it again in 2023 and raised about 40,000 for charity, but maxed out the course plus some. We had 144 plus people. The golf course wasn't quite too happy with us, and of course filled with a lot of that Irish hospitality and charm and libations. And then so this year is exceeding all of my wildest expectations. So this year we're going to be close to 200 golfers, almost 30 sponsors, two golf courses, 2 courses in the same club, and it's amazing, the reception, the support, both from our community but also from the industry. And this is not a Mallaghan event. This is a fundraising charity event that we just happen to be the coordinator and the supporter for, the presenter for it, and it's an open invite for anybody in the industry.
Yeah, who is Mallaghan partnered with, and who have you gotten some support from to help grow the event?
We have some amazing supporting sponsors. Really, the first year and every year since, it's been presented by kind of the core 3, which were Delta Airlines, Waters Truck and Tractor, who's our chassis supplier for all of our North American chassis and high lift catering trucks, and then Everest. Obviously, Everest has been on the podcast, Gabe and his team, and they've been a very good partner for us in many things. We just talked about our electrical development, green technologies. They've been right there with us. So they were the founding or the initial presenting sponsors, and then Exceed came on board and is a presenting sponsor for our pre-boarding reception the night before. So really, it's then a litany of amazing industry sponsors. I mean, so many folks from the industry have come this year, from lessors and battery companies and chargers and paint. I mean, it's amazing, really, who all's come and supported this event.
It sounds like it's a really great collaboration, and I'm curious, is there still time for anyone to register for the event or support the tournament in other ways?
Yeah, no, our registration is open. I think I think you're planning on launching this on Friday, so you'll be able to register first part of the following week, the week of the 14th, I believe. That we can still get people in. In terms of support, we are always looking for support either through donations or charity raffle items that we can use to raise funds. And really, our goal this year is to put as much money as we can. We talk about the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, which is still a very important charity, but we've also brought a local community element to it now. So we support 3 local charities, one of which does suicide awareness and prevention on a local chapter, a therapeutic or a therapy service which supports with mental health, and then a local charity foundation from the Scarborough family whose son fell victim to suicide. And they do a tremendous amount of work with the schools to go out and talk about mental health and awareness and the pressures of being a young adult in this current world that we're in. So those are our 4 charity partners now. So the AFSB and then the local chapters. And I welcome anyone to come out and join us. It's as much about the camaraderie and the friendship and everybody getting together and come out and raise some money for charity.
Is there a website or other location where folks can find more information about the golf tournament?
We have a website. I really should buy a domain name I'll do that next year. I'll take that as an action. But you can reach us at Shamrock Classic at MallaghanGroup.com as an email. We can share the information. It's on LinkedIn. It's on Facebook. It's we're all sharing it. But yeah, you can email or look up on the social medias, and then I'm gonna take that as a good idea, Josh, to get a domain and a proper website for it next year.
All right. Well, we'll watch for that, and we wish you the best of luck with this year's event.
Thank you.
Again, our guest here has been Joe Griffith of Mallaghan, and if you'd like to learn more about his company and their latest developments, you can visit their website at www.MallaghanGSE.com. And for more information about GSE and the latest technology geared towards enhancing ground handling operations and safety, I encourage you to stay up to date by subscribing to Ground Support Worldwide's daily newsletter. And as always, please continue to visit AviationPros.com.